Were you communicating back and forth to home? Were you communicating with your family back here?
Well, I write every once in a while. Never. My dad was older, and mother would never say I never wrote enough, but we write back and forth. In fact, I had some of the letters. I don't know where they are now. I haven't seen them in years. They're probably gone.
Sure.
Where we'd be on Island X is what they'd call it, and they'd, if you say anything, well, the censor would cut everything out.
So I'm sure, I think you mentioned that you had some of the guys with you, but did you, the type friendships you formed, friendships and relationships with the guys you were serving with?
Quite a bit. You know, me being a young punk, like I was 17 when I went in there, I didn't associate with the more fatherly type, you know, is that much. And when we got overseas, you work 14, 18 hours a day. You don't have too much conference with other people. Like I knew the guys that were in my tent and the guys that were in my company and the guys that were on heavy equipment. And then after the war was over, we started having our reunions. I probably formed more friendships then than I did at the time. But the friendships that I did, like, well, most of them are dead now, was something that you can't explain to anybody else. When you're scared, worried, not very happy, sitting out in the middle of nowhere, hot, and the bugs eating you up and all that. Talking about bugs, I'll tell you one little story. Have I got time to tell a little story?
You got to.
I was walking with this 90th, it was on Woodlark, and they had a coconut farm on there. They still got one as far as I know. And we were walking down there, and this young guy, he was from Chicago, I can't remember his name, but this lizard, about that long, went up a coconut tree and stopped. Just before he got up to the top, the tree was kind of leaning. And he took this rifle and shot him right in the head, right underneath his ear. And I took this thing and I took it out and skinned it, and went to the mess hall and got some salt, got some nails, nailed it down on this board. I'm going to have myself a snake skin.
Oh, okay.
So that night it rained, washed all the salt off. I get up in the morning and all there is around the nails, just little tiny pieces of skin where the ants had eaten everything out. So I didn't have a snake skin.
Okay. You said you had a reunion. Is that a picture there? I think it was some of the guys you got.
Right.
Got a number?
These are, well, I have, go ahead. This is your last.
This is the last one we had. This was the 59th reunion. We had, what was it, 13 CBs.
And 2 widows.
And a couple of the widows were there. There's more out there. But it's getting crazy. It used to be back in the early 50s, we'd have 350, 400 of them.
At the reunions.
At the reunions. And a lot of these, why the kids brought them and all, you know. I think I am the youngest man in the battalion.
Oh, okay.
And I'm getting mature every day.
Okay.
And there's a lot of them that can't get around that well. In fact, I got one that's pretty sick down in Florida now that I've been communicating with.
Okay, now let's say when you were headed back home, and you were getting discharged back in January of '46. How did you? How did you get home?
We landed in San Francisco.
Okay.
And they put me on a train. I went to